Hi everyone, and a very good morning to you. And welcome to our Creating Your Tomorrow Experience PFP at Temasek Polytechnic virtual talk. Now, you will notice that this session is being recorded, and the recording link will be made available for you to access via the Temasek Polytechnic Open House microsite after this virtual talk. Now, do allow me to share some guidelines to ensure that everyone has a more pleasant experience as the virtual talks are ongoing. Now, these are the notes for our participants. You may type your questions in the chat section, which is open throughout the virtual talk. At the same time, we would like you to address your question to everyone using the drop-down feature in the chat drop-down list. You may refer to the screenshot on screen to guide you along. Now, the audience will not be able to unmute during the virtual talk, and we will then be addressing some of your questions posed during our live Q&A segment. Now, do allow me to introduce myself before we start our virtual talk. Once again, I am Ms. Faith Yong. I'm a lecturer with the Center for Foundation Studies, which runs the Polytechnic Foundation Programme. For this morning's virtual talk, we will be dividing it into 3 segments. We will first start with the staff sharing to provide you with more information on our PFP at TP course entry requirements and our course structure. Thereafter, our second segment would involve a student sharing by both our current PFP students as well as our PFP alumni. I believe you are waiting anxiously and eagerly to find out a little bit more about the Polytechnic Foundation Programme. So let's start our virtual talk proper with our first segment, which is the staff sharing. Thank you. Hi everyone, and a very warm welcome to the Polytechnic Foundation Programme virtual talk, titled Creating Your Tomorrow Experience PFP at TP. This is part of a series of virtual talks for the Temasek Polytechnic's Open House 2023, scheduled on the 5th and the 6th of January 2023. Now, before I begin my sharing proper, let me share some guidelines on how we can ensure a more enjoyable and pleasant viewing experience for all of you. Here are some notes for participants. We have opened a chat section, and this will be open throughout the duration of the virtual talk for you to list down any questions that you would like us to answer with regards to the Polytechnic Foundation Programme. Now, this is through the chat feature on Zoom, and when you have the chat window open, please remember to address your question to everyone by selecting that particular setting so that all of us can have access to the questions asked and also the answers that will be provided. Now, to facilitate the whole virtual talk and the duration of the session, we will not be able to unmute yourselves during the virtual talk. Also, this webinar will be recorded, and the webinar recording will be made available after the virtual talk via the Temasek Polytechnic Open House 2023 microsite. Now, let me introduce myself, and we can look forward to more information related to the Polytechnic Foundation Programme to be shared with you. I am Ms. Faith Yong. I'm a lecturer with the Center for Foundation Studies. Now, the Center for Foundation Studies offers the Polytechnic Foundation Programme at Temasek Polytechnic. A little bit more history and background of what PFP at TP is. It is essentially a one-year program which provides a head start for the top Sec 4 normal academic students in Temasek Polytechnic. So typically, instead of taking the GCE O-level examinations at Sec 5, eligible students can now join PFP at TP before being enrolled or admitted to their pre-selected diploma course upon completion of their Polytechnic Foundation Programme year. In fact, we welcomed our first PFP batch in 2013, and this year in 2022, we have welcomed our 10th PFP batch. You can see that we have a purple 10th year anniversary logo that was designed by one of our PFP alumni too. So in summary, like what I've mentioned, the Polytechnic Foundation Programme provides an alternative pathway for top NA students. So instead of taking their Sec 5 O-levels or O-levels at Sec 5, they are already given this head start through the Polytechnic Foundation Programme as they take on modules that are relevant to their diploma course. So what are some of the entry requirements, you might ask? Well, the entry requirements are as follows. All students, in order to be eligible or to qualify for admission to the Polytechnic Foundation Programme, need to obtain 12 points or better for the raw ELMAB3 aggregate score. Now, we like to highlight that it's the raw ELMAB3 aggregate score, which does not include your CCA bonus points. Additionally, you also need to meet the specific subject-based minimum requirements. And the next couple of slides will be very important information that you need to take note of, especially during the time of application. So here at Temasek Polytechnic, we have a total of 6 academic schools, namely the School of Applied Science, the School of Business, the School of Design, School of Engineering, the School of Humanities and Social Sciences, and lastly, the School of Informatics and IT. Therefore, if you are looking to pursue any one of the diplomas under the Group 1 category, you need to pay attention that your ELMAB3 aggregate score and the subjects used for the computation are as follows: English language, math, any one of these science subjects, and any 2 other subjects excluding your CCA. Additionally, you need to ensure that you have obtained a minimum required grade for each of the 5 subjects, and it needs to be no more than a grade 3. So even though you qualify based on your raw aggregate score of 12 points or less, but any one of the subjects you actually have obtained a grade 4, you will not be eligible for admission into the Polytechnic Foundation Programme. Now let's take a look at some of the courses that are available under the Group 1 category. So here we have the School of Applied Science as well as the School of Design, and you notice that we have highlighted 2 programs in red, namely the Common Science Programme and the Common Design Programme. Now, the Common Programme is a platform and opportunity for students to explore the various diplomas offered within each of the academic schools, and this will allow students to have a very good variety and a very good flavour in the first semester of year 1 before they indicate and specify their diploma choice proper in semester 2 of year 1. Similarly, also under the Group 1 category, we also have diploma courses from the School of Engineering as well as the School of Informatics and IT, and both schools also offer the Common Engineering and Common ICT program respectively. Now, I'd like to highlight then the key difference and an important one between the entry requirements for Group 1 and your Group 2 courses. Now, you'll notice then that a key difference is in the minimum grade required for English language, especially for your Group 2 courses. You notice that the minimum grade is a 2 required And the subject combination is as follows: any one of these subjects like POA, humanities, and any two other subjects. The raw aggregate score of 12 points or lower still applies, and within your ELMAB 3, you cannot obtain anything more than a grade 3 for each of the subjects. Now, for your Group 2 courses, these are offered by our two academic schools, the School of Business as well as the School of Humanities and Social Sciences. So we have the Common Business Programme offered too by the School of Business. So if you take a look at this example, you will notice then that this student has obtained a raw ELMAB 3 aggregate score of 10 points. Not only that, this student qualifies for a Group 2 or for all the courses under the Group 2 category because he has obtained the grade 2 for the English language subject. Also, you'll be pleased to know then if you have taken any O-level subjects, there is also this aggregate point conversion available to you. But do note then that the cutoff is for an O-level grade of D7 that you have obtained, and this translates to 3 aggregate points. Now, what essentially can you look forward to when you embark on your Polytechnic Foundation Programme at Temasek Polytechnic? So similarly, we have a 1-year program which comprises 2 semesters. And instead of starting in January, our academic year begins in April each year and ends in March the next year. And each semester then, our students will take 2 domain cluster subjects as well as 5 common subjects per semester. This means that our students take a total of 7 subjects per semester. Now let's take a look at what are the kind of subjects that you'll be taking for each of the 2 semesters. So in semester 1, for example, if you are an applied science student, you'll be taking subjects such as living chemistry and living biology. These 2 are subjects relevant to your domain cluster as well as your diploma. Additionally, also, all students, regardless of which academic school they are in, will take all 5 common subjects that you see in the red box. In semester 2 then, you will take similar subjects, perhaps at a more difficult level, or you will also take then another type of subjects. Like for design students, they will move on to take subjects in color appreciation and visual storytelling, both of which are also relevant to their design-related diplomas. And of course, all students then, regardless of academic school, will take the common subjects offered in semester 2, which is a continuation from semester 1. Now, ever since we welcomed our first PFP batch, and ever since they graduated, we have, had award-winning alumni. In fact, these are some of the award-winning alumni and the number of course medalists that the PFP at TP program has experienced and seen. So since our first batch graduated in 2017, we are proud to have 33 gold medalists, 34 silver medalists, and 28 bronze medalists. So if you are a course medalist, you must have done exceptionally well, even at diploma level. And we are pleased to then highlight 2 of our award-winning alumni from the class of 2022. Firstly, we have Goh Se-ing, who graduated with merit from the Diploma in Veterinary Technology, and she was the course cohort's gold medalist. She was also a 2-time Director's List recipient, and she has also attributed her academic success in her diploma to how PFP provided her with very strong foundations in subjects such as biology and chemistry, and how Her in-class presentations during her PFP year equipped her with the skills necessary to communicate more effectively. Secondly, we also have Nicholas, who graduated with merit in the Diploma in Financial Business Informatics. He was the course cohort's bronze medalist, also a two-time Director's List recipient. And he also talks about how he was able to communicate his ideas more confidently, and he also learned how to collaborate effectively with his other group mates, and this provided him with a strong foundation and enabled him to transition very smoothly from his PFP year to his diploma proper. I've now come to the end of my sharing, but before that, I'd like to provide you with some additional resources that you can refer to. Firstly, you can scan the QR code on the left to have access to our PFP TP website, where you'll find out more information about the subject synopsis, our entry requirements, as well as some information, as well as student achievements. If you'd like to find out more about a day in the life of our PFP students, you can also follow us on Instagram at our Temasek PFP Instagram handle. With that, I'd like to thank you for your time, and we are going to share with you a segment from our PFP alumni and current students sharing on how their respective PFP journeys have been. Thank you. Right, we hope we have found that staff sharing useful and insightful. Now we'd like to share with you from our PFP students as well as an alumni as they share with you a little bit more about their personal PFP journeys.
Hi everyone, and welcome to the Polytechnic Foundation Programme at Temasek Polytechnic Virtual Talk. We're so glad to have you here with us today. I'm Caitlin, and alongside me is Rasina, a fellow PFP student at here TP, as well as two of our alumni, Raihan and Benjamin. Now, may I invite them to introduce themselves and the diploma courses they're in.
Hi everyone, I'm Rasina, a current PFP at TP student. I'll be pursuing a diploma in Law and Management under the School of Business.
Hi, I'm Benjamin, a former PFP student from the Diploma of Social Sciences in Gerontology, Year 1.
Hello everyone, my name is Raihan, also a former PFP student, and I'm a third-year student in Aerospace Electronics.
So Raihan, you started your PFP at TP journey maybe 3 years back. So how was your experience? Mind sharing it?
Well, my experience was interesting because it gave us a head start into a diploma. And apart from that, we've been seeing a lot of award-winning students throughout the years. Oh yeah, hi Caitlin.
Yeah.
You and I share something in common, right? So I think you're in the School of Engineering.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So can you tell us more about the engine domain subjects?
Sure. So if you're a foundation student at the School of Engineering, you'll take subjects such as Engineering Science 1 and Prototyping in Semester 1, which I really loved because I was able to get really hands-on, and it really made me grasp the concept a lot better. And in Semester 2, we'll be continuing with Engineering Science 2, as well as Computing and Programming, which is actually where I found my love for coding, which I still do in my free time now. What about you, Asina?
As for business modules, you'll be taking foundation subjects such as understanding customer as well as financial aspects of business. I personally love financial aspects of business because it involves counting of money, and who doesn't love money, right? And then for semester 2, currently I'm taking understanding business environment as well as business management with technology, where they teach us tools to analyze businesses before investing in them. How about you, Ben?
Well, as a PFP student headed for the Diploma in Gerontology, I took subjects such as sociological perspectives and psychology, which is my journey towards Year 1 as the contents were reviewed again. The common modules such as LNC and R also did help improve my literacy skills, which are essential to have as a HSS student.
We would also like to talk more about the foundation subjects taken in the School of Applied Science, Design, and Informatics and IT. If you're heading to the School of Applied Science, you'll be taking foundation subjects such as living chemistry and living biology. In fact, one of our PFP students, Dominic, behind the camera, he is pursuing a diploma in chemical engineering with the School of Applied Science.
If you are pursuing a diploma under the School of Design, you will be taking foundation subjects such as understanding design, understanding forms, visual storytelling, as well as color appreciation. We also have our very own PFP TP student, Amos behind camera, who will be pursuing a diploma in digital film and television in year 1. We are very proud to present our very own PFP TP student productions for our Open House 2023 PFP Virtual Talks.
Yay! And finally, if you're pursuing a diploma of the School of Informatics and IT, you'll be taking foundation subjects such as Introduction to Computer Science and Professional IT Skills. As semester 2, you'll be taking Logic and Algorithm and Social Media and IT Trends. Essentially, the Polytechnic Foundation Programme at Temasek Polytechnic is unique, as it not only gives you an insight to the subjects that you'll be taking in year 1, but also provides a practice-oriented curriculum and a head start.
Hey, Killian, Rosina, it's been a year since you guys got your N-level results, right?
Yeah.
Can you guys tell more about that?
Oh my gosh, I went terrible.
Terrible why?
Terribly great. So I've always been aiming to go to the Polytechnic Foundation Programme, and the reason why I chose the PFP at TP program was because of its common modules, which equips me with skills that will help me throughout my course. For example, research and reasoning, which equips me with research skills that I will use throughout the duration of my course. What about you, Asina?
As for me, I decided on PFP at TP, as TP is the only polytechnic that offers a diploma in law and management. I believe that I will be able to gain relevant knowledge and hands-on skills for a career in the legal and business industry in the future. Adding on, I very much want to help the underprivileged in the society. How about you, Ben?
For me, as with an aging population in Singapore, I have a general interest in social work and would like to have a better understanding of the older population we have here. And similar to you, TP only offers this diploma here. What about you, Ryan?
Well, I've always been aviation, especially in Singapore, because all the planes that are flying through the air. Apart from that, my diploma here in TP actually allows me and my friends to pursue a career as a licensed aircraft engineer with a certificate of recognition from the Civil Aviation Authority of Singapore.
Apart from our common and domain modules, we also get to participate and organize in PFP activities as PFP ambassadors.
Well, for the benefit of our viewers here, could you perhaps share what the PFP ambassadors are?
I have the privilege of serving the PFP cohort this year as the PFP Ambassadors President. So PFP Ambassadors are nominated leaders, outreach representatives, and mentors to our future PFP students. And we bridge the gap between the PFP lecturers and the PFP cohort, and we play an active role in implementing student-led and student-centric initiatives for the PFP cohorts.
Oh yes, this year we organized an amazing race, which had tons of exciting games and booths, as well as exciting peer study sessions. As PFP ambassadors, we work closely with the PFP cohort to ensure that their experience is a memorable one.
Wow, President!
Yeah, of course.
Interesting. So, as I was from the 2019 batch, my batch actually pioneered the Thinking Caps program. Now, this Thinking Caps program is a student-led initiative that is led by scholars such as Caitlin and Dominic. It serves as a peer tutor for revision for the subjects. Apart from that, there's a student-led initiative, things like the PFP Play, which is fully student organized, and it serves as a bonding session for the whole cohort. I think you guys did Captain's Ball, am I right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so for my batch it was Chook Ball.
Oh, and Ben, we heard that you went on an overseas community service trip?
Yes, over there in Cambodia, I did food donation drives and gave out speeches to local Cambodians there. In addition, we helped to build a classroom for them at their school.
Oh.
And had I not joined PFP, I wouldn't think I have the confidence to even put myself out there.
Wow, this sounds like a really fulfilling PFP journey. So how did it help you in your diploma course?
Well, the foundational year that we took gave a huge head start into our diploma years as well. Subjects such as LNC, R&R, mathematics, and engineering science really helped us build the basis. Apart from that, we have very nice lecturers off the frames right now, and it actually made us more confident, including myself, and that's how we create a lot of friends such as them.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, for me, PFP helped adapt me to the poly life and gave me the confidence to pursue more opportunities here at TP.
So, what are your plans after graduation, like NS, uni?
Well, after my poly, I will be enlisting for my national service, but I think I'll be enrolling into a triple E undergrad course. Yeah. Okay. Oh, since we are running out of time, I think let us go through our memories throughout our PFP and TP year. So I think I'll start first because I'm the oldest.
Okay.
So for myself, I think a lot of memories stem from the caring lecturers that we have. So they have guided my friends and I throughout the years for the past 4 years as well, even outside of our PFP year. Apart from that, I've met a lot of friends that they have stayed with me through thick and thin, and we've even makan and studied together as well.
For me, it's my domain subjects such as financial aspects of business, as it taught me accounting principles that I can apply in real-life context, as well as for my common subjects, I learned how to be more confident in terms of my presentation skills, not forgetting to be more outspoken and outgoing with my fellow classmates.
For me, it was the time management skills that I picked up, as well as helping me transition easier from my secondary school life.
And finally, for me, it's the friendships that I formed. I was able to make lifelong friends in my PFP year, and we've been able to truly bond through our many student activities and group work that we've done together. And I really do hope that I'll carry these friendships on with me throughout my Polytechnic life.
We hope this student sharing session has been insightful and helped you further as you deliberate your academic journey. Join us at TP Open House from 5th January to 7th January to meet us in person and find out how
We created our tomorrow with PFP at TP. See you soon!
All right, everyone, we hope you have found that PFP alumni and student sharing insightful and beneficial. We'll now move on to the last segment in this morning's virtual talk, which is the live Q&A segment. And I would like to take this opportunity to invite both Raihan, a PFP alumni, and Caitlin to join us this morning on screen. Caitlin and Raihan. Okay, I'd like to invite both Caitlin and Raihan to unmute themselves so that we can address some of the questions that have been posed to us.
Hello.
Hi, Raihan.
Hi.
And Caitlin, if you may unmute yourself too to say hi.
Hi.
All right, thanks. Okay, it seems like we have some questions already posed to us via our chat function, and some of them have already been responded and replied to. I would like to take this opportunity to perhaps maybe address one question about the number of vacancies set aside for PFP. Well, at this point in time, we'd like to redirect all our participants to actually access the MOE PFP admissions exercise website. This is actually already posted in our chat function or chat section. You may actually access the Join PFP website by MOE, where you'll be able to find a list of FAQs as well as more information. Perhaps maybe we could ask Raihan to address one of the questions about whether or not CCA is compulsory? Raihan, please.
To answer that question, right, CCA is not compulsory, especially in Polytechnic, but it is highly recommended to color your transcripts when you intend to go to uni. That's my answer for that particular question.
Okay, thank you very much, Raihan. Let's see if we have further questions posed by our participants. Maybe we could have Caitlin to share a little bit more about what student life is like in PFP, since you are already halfway through, right? The second semester, you have essentially completed 1.5 semesters.
Well, regarding student life in Temasek Poly, I'd say that we really do have very caring lecturers who are always there for us to support us whenever we are struggling or if we need extra help in any of our subjects. And PFP is really a year where we get to build a solid foundation and really make a lot of friends. I've made tons of friends that are going to last me throughout my diploma years. And PFP isn't necessarily easy. It requires constant effort, but at the end of the day, it's an enjoyable experience for me that I think is unique to us and to PFP students as compared to normal diploma students.
All right, thank you very much, Caitlin. I'd just like to highlight too that response has been provided in response to the question about whether or not what happens if you fail any of the subjects. We have in place the learning support programs for all students and all subjects to support students who may be a little weaker in certain subjects. Furthermore, too, like what Raihan shared, we do have the Thinking Caps program, which is a student-led initiative which functions as a peer tutoring platform to also allow students the opportunity to revise for their various subjects together. Now, maybe I'd like to take this opportunity to answer also the part about whether or not the curriculum in PFP is assessment-based or whether or not we still have final exams. So currently, if you have heard from Caitlin, most of our subjects are assessment-based, and these are individual assignments, and these could also be in the form of presentations. We also do have then a group work kind of assessments. Certain subjects do have assessment points like quizzes or mid-semester or end of semester quizzes or tests. So it's a combination of both coursework as well as quizzes and tests. Okay, I would also like to take this opportunity to highlight that a response has been provided to the question. regarding whether what happens if a student has attained 13 points with 1B4 out of the 5 subjects. Please take note of the response that eligible Sec 4 NA students are only eligible or rather qualify for PFP if their raw ELMAB3 aggregate, which excludes CCA points, is less than or equal to 12 points, and within the ELMAB3 computation, they need to obtain a minimum grade of at least 3 for each of the subjects, and an English language grade 2 requirement if they are thinking of applying to the group 2 course. I would like to maybe direct this question about whether PFP is similar to the learning of O-level subjects, and in particular also for our common subjects, our 5 common subjects. To Raihan, perhaps, is it similar to the learning of O-level subjects, especially for the common modules like math, language and communication, R&R?
To answer your question, I would say it's the best way I can say this, it's similar but different in a sense that what we've learned during the common subjects, right, or we call it common modules, is more of more group-based projects. So when I talk to my friends who are taking Sec 5, they said that most of their learnings are more individualistic. So a lot of assessments are based on themselves, while the ones in Polytechnic, like what I did and my friend Caitlin here did, are more group-based. So we have like a learning support group within ourselves. And yeah, so the most similar subject that I can say is mathematics, but other than that, the rest are quite different. Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much, Raihan. The next question, maybe Raihan, you could maybe address this, as a PFP alumni and also being in your 3rd year. For example, if a student did not take A math, is it difficult to catch up with his diploma?
Okay, so I came from the same situation as that question did. I didn't take additional mathematics back in secondary school. So when I joined PFP, it had a little bit of a culture shock because all of my friends did take additional mathematics. But the good thing is that we have good lecturers that can give support to all of us. It doesn't matter if you took additional mathematics or not. All of our lecturers will be there to help you, and you have friends who have prior experience in these particular subjects that you may have not taken to help you around as well. So I'd say it doesn't really matter, but we have friends and lecturers to help you.
All right, thank you very much, Raihan. Maybe Caitlin, since we have resumed lessons and we are back in school a little bit more, would you care to share a little bit more about PFP ambassadors? I understand that there were some student-run activities that were organized by you guys during the December holidays. Would you like to share a little bit more about that?
Sure. So I am currently a PFP ambassador, and as a PFP ambassador, it's voluntary, and as a PFP ambassador, we actually organize events for the whole PFP student cohort, and we work closely with them to see what activities they're interested in, and we help to organize and plan these events together. So in December last year, we had an amazing race where we had booths and games for PFP students to come in their groups with friends to participate in. And as for this year, we are also planning on having more student-led initiatives from the PFP ambassadors, which is really fun because we get to bond with people outside of our class and also get to know the PFP cohort better. And it's really just enriching for my PFP experience for me to be able to participate in this.
Okay, thank you very much, Caitlin. And I would like to take this opportunity to address a question posed about whether CCA helps you to get a lower cut-off point. So essentially, I think it's important to note that Sec 4 NA students must first qualify for application to the Polytechnic Foundation Programme through their raw ELMAB3 aggregate. So this is really without your CCA bonus points, okay, just your raw subjects, depending on which category of courses you're applying for. And it needs to be 12 points or less. So only after you have obtained 12 points or less, and also within your ELMAB3 obtained a minimum grade 3 or less, then the CCA bonus points can be used to help you to shave off. Yeah, but like what I mentioned, you must first qualify using your ELMAB3 raw aggregate score, and within the ELMAB3, it cannot be more than a grade 3 for each of the subjects. Then the CCA bonus points will apply. The next question is about a student being interested in both the Polytechnic Foundation Programme as well as the Direct Polytechnic Programme DPP offered at the ITEs. Now, so if you're interested in both, what should you do? Well, I think the general guideline is to really encourage all students to carefully consider your interests and your strengths, as well as the various courses that are offered under both programs, because the structure would be different. So one option for our Sec 4 NA students interested in both PFP and DPP is to first progress to Secondary 5 and then apply for both the PFP and the DPP upon release of the GCE O-level results in January. For more information on both the DPP and the PFP, as well as the courses offered, you may refer to our website, which is being provided right now. And you can also then refer to the ITE website for more information on the DPP program and the courses offered. Okay, Caitlin, I'm going to be posing the next question to you. We understand, other than just being a PFP ambassador and EXCO member, you have also obtained the PFP scholarship. Would you share a little bit more about the PFP scholarship with our participants?
Yes, sure. So for the PFP scholarship, it firstly depends on your N-level results. And if you've done well for your N-levels, they will offer you the chance to apply for the scholarship. And then after you apply for the scholarship, you'll go for an interview where you talk to the head of CFS and talk more about what you can do to contribute to the school as a PFP scholar. And as a PFP scholar myself, I've been able to give back to the school through the Thinking Caps program, where I organize peer study sessions twice every month on Fridays to help out students who may need a little extra help with their subjects, or it's really just a fun way for students to get together in a conducive environment and study.
All right, sounds very exciting. Caitlin, thank you so much for sharing more about the PFP scholarship with our viewers. I am going to pose the next question to Raihan. You mentioned actually being on campus more, right, in 2019, and you mentioned about the PFP play. Would you like to share a little bit more about that?
Okay, so PFP Play was a student-led and student-organized activity. It's more like a bonding day between the PFP students that the PFP ambassadors organized. So it was a huge gathering for all the PFP students where we played games, games such as I think for you guys should be captain's ball or something. Yeah, then for mine was a chook ball. So it was just a whole day of bonding. If I'm not wrong, there's no studying whatsoever on that day. So it was quite fun. We made a lot of memories as well. We made t-shirts that I still keep and I still can wear. It's nice as well. So that's a good thing. I think it happens regularly every year as well. So mine happened just before COVID hit. So it was in 2019. Yeah. I keep repeating this, but it was fun.
Okay. Raihan, the next question is also for you. You have really completed your PFP year in 2020, right? Yeah, at the end of the academic year 2019, and now you are at the tail end of your diploma journey. Could you share with all of us how the modules, especially in PFP, benefited you in your transition to your diploma?
Well, it has been a long journey for me. Ever since I started poly in 2019, and now in 2023, I'm about to graduate as well. To answer the question where PFP modules or subjects really benefited me, I think it benefited me quite a lot because I've never had any engineering experience, especially back in secondary school. There was no programming like the current secondary school students are doing right now. So PFP was essentially the basis or the foundation that made me who I am today. It really gave me a head start up. If you compare it to my friends who were from O levels as well. So I got to help them a bit, give them more of a head start as well. So during my lessons as well, I could recall the things that I've learned during PFP and apply it during my classrooms as well. Yeah.
All right, thank you very much, Raihan. Now, the next question is for you, Caitlin. You shared earlier on that you have an interest in coding, and you also shared about the various domain subjects that an engineering student will take during their Polytechnic Foundation Programme year. So could you share a little bit more with our viewers and all of us here how your domain subjects, the PFP domain subjects, have helped you build upon your interest in your diploma, and maybe perhaps in particular your interest in coding?
Definitely. So as compared to your typical secondary school student who will graduate and move on to Polytechnic in their first year, I was able to go through Polytechnic Foundation Programme, where I took, for example, my computing and programming, where I was able to, even before I've started my course, I'm able to firstly develop a foundation in what I'm about to learn, as well as to understand and really love what I'm going to be doing in my next 2 years. As compared to my peers who I'll be joining next year in year 1, they are going in with no experience, not knowing what the course is like, not knowing what the next 3 years has ahead of them. But through the Polytechnic Foundation Programme, I already know what I enjoy, I know my strengths, and I've been able to build a stable foundation that's going to help me throughout my future diploma years. So for example, my computing and programming, I had no experience with coding whatsoever in secondary school. And I think it is really hard to get the opportunity during your secondary school time, considering that a lot of our time is dedicated to school. But with my PFP year, I actually have a very solid foundation in coding, and I found that I really enjoy it. So in that during my diploma years, I'll be able to use that to my strengths.
Thank you so much, Caitlin. So I think it is very clear then that our domain cluster subjects taken by our students from the respective or the 6 academic schools not only build upon their interests, but really helps you prepare further for the transition to your diploma proper. Now, I'd like to address the question about maybe prospective students wanting to come into the Polytechnic Foundation Programme, but not being too sure as yet on your specific diploma to pursue. Now, we are pleased to actually highlight, as shared during my staff sharing segment earlier, that out of our 6 academic schools, we have 5 academic schools offering what we call the common program. So let me list them down for easier reference. We have the Common Science Program from the School of Applied Science. We have the Common Business Program from the School of Business. We have the Common Design Program from the School of Design. And we also then have the Common Engineering Program from School of Engineering. And finally, then we have the Common ICT Program from the School of Informatics and IT. And you must be wondering then, what are these common programs about? Well, the common program is a platform which allows students to embark upon their diploma, getting a very good flavor and overview of the subjects and diplomas that are offered within each of the 5 academic schools offering the common programs before they actually indicate and specify a diploma proper. So this allows you to really explore and find out for yourselves before you indicate a specific diploma that you will pursue in your first year onwards. And I would like to highlight then that this coming academic year in 2023, starting in April, we have our Common Science Program as well as our Common Design Program added to the list of common programs offered by Temasek Polytechnic. I think, if parents are worried or concerned about whether your child can or cannot cope with the PFP subjects, and you're thinking, oh no, what is available? What are the platforms put in place to help your child? We would like to really assure you that we have learning support programs in place to support students who are weaker and also in the transition from secondary school to Polytechnic. And all our lecturers are on hand to really provide your child with the necessary academic support and intervention. Now, the next question would be whether or not you can change course in PFP. So according to MOE guidelines, you are not allowed to change course once you have accepted the course that you have been posted to. Also at the same time too, we would like to stress then that you may refer to the PFP portal for more information about course acceptance, appeal, so that you can make a more informed decision. At the end of the day, really, the common guideline and advice that we give to all prospective applicants would be to really consider a few things like your strengths, your interests, as well as the kind of subjects that you will be taking as you progress to your diploma proper. So this is why we have this virtual talk, and we also have our physical open houses. So we really encourage you to come down to have a tour of all the various diplomas and academic schools, and also to speak to any one of the lecturers from the respective academic schools or diploma courses that you are interested in. Okay, it seems like we will take two more questions, and we are going to conclude with one question for both Raihan as well as Caitlin. So can you please share with us what's your advice for parents who are considering PFP? Maybe you can share your personal experience. Yeah, Raihan, maybe we could start with you first.
Advice to parents. To me, my only advice is to let your children decide their course, especially in what they're passionate in. Especially, for example, I have friends who are passionate in accounting for some reason, and it's quite interesting, accounting or even veterinarian science. So the parents let them pursue, find out for themselves and explore the industry on that course or on it, and decide for themselves that, hey, I really want to do this type of industry or job, especially in the future. So that's my only advice. What about you, Caitlin?
I think my advice revolves around the same thing, which I think it's really important for students to actually discover more about what their course has for them in the future. Because once you join your course in PFP, there's no changing that. And I think it's really important to study something that you're passionate about. It makes it much easier for you, and you'll be able to pursue something in the future that you really truly love. So as parents, I think it's really important to explore with your child where their interests are at. Because I think in secondary school, we're so used to just studying math and English and science. But when we come to Polytechnic, it's so much more specific to what you're going to be pursuing in the future. So really joining a course that is suited towards your passions and your interests is super important. And also, I think it's really important to support your child in this change, because from secondary school to Polytechnic life, it is very different. There's a lot more responsibility that you have on yourself. So it's important that you have a good support system around you, friends and family, to support you in this change.
Okay, thank you very much, Caitlin and Raihan. To all our viewers and participants, we've now come to the end of our Polytechnic Foundation Programme at TP virtual talk. But before we conclude, I would like to just provide you with some additional resources and information that you can refer to. Right. As always, you may email any queries to us at cfs@tp.edu.sg for us to respond to you. Otherwise, we have also compiled information on our course entry requirements. So you may just hold up your mobile phone and scan the QR code that you see on screen. Additionally, we would also like to inform you that we have another virtual talk for the Polytechnic Foundation Programme at TP happening tomorrow afternoon at 3 p.m. So you can also join us via Zoom. And finally, also please scan the QR code to find out a little bit more about TP, our open house, and come on down and speak to any one of us to find out a little bit more, not just about the PFP, but also the range of diplomas offered by each of our 6 academic schools. With this, we would like to thank you very much for your time and your participation, and we hope to see you very soon. Thank you very much and wishing you a great day ahead. Thank you.